Hi everybody, Niklas Heidloff here. In this video I present one of the two sample apps that Henning, Schmidt and I will demonstrate in our IBM Connect session, Build Apps Rapidly by Leveraging Services from IBM Collaboration Solutions. If you want to know how to build this sample technically, come to our session. The sample app Partner Community is a fictional scenario that shows how a smart cloud community can be used to communicate between a company and their partners. It also shows how a custom app is used for company internal discussions before content is published in the community. In other words, the sample shows how to bring together the best of both worlds, existing smart cloud functionality and the power of custom apps. Before I start with the actual demo, let me give you some more background. Smart Cloud for Social Business allows to easily invite external people to communities. So in my sample, partners can be invited very easily to communities without having to add them to internal directories first. All communication between the fictional company and the partners is done via the Smart Cloud community, which includes product brochures, the ability to ask questions, news for partners, etc. The partners can use the Smart Cloud user experience and leverage the out-of-the-box functionality like file synchronization to mobile devices. In my fictional sample, the company is a health insurance company called Zeta Insurance that works with partners, the insurance brokers, to sell their health insurance plans. The product brochures are stored as files in the Smart Cloud community. Partners can ask questions about these products via the Smart Cloud forums, either using the web UI or the mobile apps. The support specialists from Zeta Insurance do not use the Smart Cloud user interface. Instead, they use an internal custom support app. This allows them to do two things that are not possible via Smart Cloud communities out of the box. First, the custom app provides functionality to avoid that multiple support specialists work on the same question at the same time. Support specialists claim questions and only they will then see these questions in their inbox. Second, the custom app provides the ability to have internal team discussions. So when a support specialist cannot answer a question him or herself, he or she can ask his colleagues or his or her colleagues first. In the demo, I'll use three personas. Paul is the insurance broker, and he uses only the Smart Cloud user interface. Samantha and Harry are support specialists, and they use the internal support application. Let me start with the actual demonstration now. So here's the Smart Cloud community called Partner Community, and I'm currently logged on as Paul, the insurance broker, and the two support specialists, Samantha and Harry, have also access to that same community. The community contains the product brochures stored as files right here, and the community provides the ability for partners, for insurance brokers, to ask questions, which is what I want to do now. So let's say Paul wants to know, are costs for parents covered when child is in hospital? Let's mark this as a question and paste in some additional information. I have a potential customer who's looking for health insurance for his child. He has a question that I couldn't find any information about in the brochure. Are costs for parents covered when his child is in a hospital? And after that I press save. So the question shows up here in the forum in the Smart Cloud user interface. And now let me switch over to Samantha Darren, the support specialist. Now Samantha does not use the Smart Cloud user interface. Instead, she uses a custom app for partner communication, everything related to partner communication. For example, a directory of partners, news for partners, partner programs, events, etc. In this demo, I only focus on this first step here called support. Now, currently we are seeing here the view teamwork items, new questions. It's empty, but now when I refresh it, Samantha sees the question from Paul that I just created. So when I open this question now, again I see the question showing up right here, and there are no actions yet that Samantha can perform because she has not claimed this question yet. And just before I do this, here's this claim action. Just before I do this, here's an interesting other tab called Suggested Experts, which lists all the other people in Samantha's organization who might be able to help to answer this question. And these are not only the support specialists, Samantha and Harry, but also, for example, another person called Alan Goodwin. So now let me claim this question. Done. And after this, these two actions show up here. Answer, if Samantha knows the answer directly, or she can ask another question to the insurance broker. So let's do that. And let's ask Paul. No, that's the wrong one. Give me a second. And she asks Paul, I'll investigate. Just one quick question. How old is the child? Ask partner. And Samantha's response shows up here in the custom application. And when I switch back to Paul and refresh, Paul sees that question as well. And he has the ability to answer the question. So let's say, sorry, forgot to mention that his son is 10 years old. And save. Now switching back to Samantha, when I go back to new questions, Samantha does not see this question anymore as new because she has already claimed it, but she can obviously still see that question under My New Questions, which contains all the questions that Samantha claimed and is now responsible for. So let's reopen that question, and Samantha now also sees the answer from Paul. Sorry, forgot to mention that his son is 10 years old. Now let's assume that Samantha does not know the answer from the top of her head, so she needs to ask another support specialist. Let's say she says, team, the brochure does indeed not define this. Any ideas? And then she sends this question. It shows up right here. And now let's switch over to the third persona, who's Harry. Now Harry has currently opened the view team input required. I need to refresh that one. Actually, I need to log in again first. And then Harry sees this question, which requires team input, and he can open it. And now Harry has the ability to answer here directly. So let's do that. Actually, I don't want to do it in this user interface, but I also want to show you another nice functionality. Let's go into Harry's iNotes, and there is a new mail that was sent when Samantha asked the question. So Harry can now open up this mail, and I'm using here an embedded experience. And the same, or basically a similar user interface as in the standalone support application shows up here, and Harry can now browse the whole thread right from within his email experience, and he can also answer. So let's say, good catch, I'll update the brochure. Yes, if the child is younger than 12, one parent can stay, and he sends it. And his response shows up here. Now let's switch back to Samantha. And Samantha checks for updates. And here's Harry's response. Now Samantha has all the information she needs, and she can finally answer Paul's question. I have positive news. One parent can stay overnight in the hospital if the child is younger than 12 years. We will update the brochure soon to clarify this. And answer. Okay, and here is the answer. It's marked as the accepted answer. And when I go back to the community and refresh this topic thread, Paul is able to see Samantha's answer right here, and the topic has been marked as answered. So that basically concludes the demo. There's only one other thing I wanted to show when I go back to Overview. And then I pick one of these product plans, let's say plan FE14. There is a new action that has been extended or added here, which is called email brochure, and Paul can use this action to send an email to his potential customer with this product brochure as an attachment. And as you can see, the context has been passed to this custom page. So that's basically everything I wanted to show. If you want to know how this sample has been built technically, please come to our session. I look forward to seeing you in Orlando.